All right, guys, welcome to the video. I'm going to be doing a reaction to the Predecessor dev stream. Unfortunately, this isn't a live reaction because I was actually at work watching this the first time. Don't tell my boss. There was a lot of good news, a lot of stuff that kind of disappointed me. Well, not like stuff that disappointed me, but like a lack of things, I guess. The absence of things that disappointed me. It does seem like it's going to be a really big patch. I think it was overhyped by some people to me, honestly. I have some concerns. It's possible that I missed some things while I was watching it and, also trying to do my job. So we'll see. This is going to be a reaction video. I'm going to cut out all the fluff because I'm sure most people have already seen the stream at this point. And if you're here, you're probably here to get my thoughts on it, I guess. But, or I guess you could also be here because now you're going to get a condensed version that only has the interesting stuff. Let's jump in. I also got some tea here with me. Go Cardinals. Oh, I guess you can't really see the Cardinal side, but...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Predecessor live stream. I'm Stegs, part of the
I guess I should say, this is this whole stream is talking about version 1.2, and a bit beyond that. Robbie's there, Stegs, and Demond. I think I butchered his name. But, they're all there. Robbie is the one behind me. My webcam shouldn't be covering anything.
And joining me today, we have two very, very special guests. On one side of me, I don't know which one because it's all mirrored, so I'll try and point. We have the wonderful
shout out to Stegs the Goat,
game designer and Feng Mao extraordinaire, Demonde.
Hey guys.
And on my other side,
Demonde
needs no real introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. It's the Ameda Studios CEO and founder and my personal hero. It's Robbie. Hey guys, how we doing?
Hey, doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm all good. I'm all good. I'm quite excited to jump into this stream. We've got a lot of exciting things to talk about. Everyone's been really, really busy with 1.2, and I think it's quite exciting that we're actually going to be giving people a first look here. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. The team have been cooking pretty hard, and really excited to show a few of the things that are coming.
Yeah, totally agree. It's good. And hello, everyone else. Welcome. Should we see who we've got on the chat? Right, let's have a little look. There's a lot of people here, everyone. That's not scary at all. We have Stacks Red. Say hello in the chat. Here we go. We've got, oh God, it's going so quick. Our dog. We've got the Posh Panda. That's a brilliant
Let's just skip the introduction. They do segment it, which is really nice. So here we're getting into Winterfest.
That's the first thing we're talking about.
So we are jumping straight from what's the Halloween event called? The spooky event. I don't remember what they called it. Straight into Winterfest, which, hey, it's gonna be very jarring. The map is currently very dark. It's about to be very bright. So
let's talk about last year's Winterfest first. Let's talk about last year.
For sure.
What did we do?
I believe last year's Winterfest we had a reward track, 10 rewards, culminated in an Iggy skin, if I remember correctly. We had no major.
It was not an Iggy skin. It was the Feng Mao skin. Do we even have the Christmas Iggy skin?
Changes. It was kind of lackluster. This year we kind of went all the way. So we've got
we did.
The map does look very pretty. Look at that. That's cool.
Reward track with 30 rewards.
I don't know if that does that look like ice.
It's like a skin variant, and a prime skin, which is a kind of a different type of skin. It's the same thing as the.
Sorry, hold on. What was that?
Reward track with 30 rewards. That includes a skin variant, and a prime skin, which is a kind of a different type of skin. It's the same thing as the Lumen Rampage Undertow skin, for people that are familiar.
So there's going to be 3 skins? Are they free? You didn't say Battle Pass, right?
Winterfest, we had a reward track, 10 rewards, culminated in an Iggy skin, if I remember correctly. We had no major changes. It was kind of lackluster. This year we kind of went all the way. So we've got new map, We've got a larger reward track with 30 rewards.
It just says reward track. They didn't say battle pass. Spoiler alert, there's a battle pass coming. If this isn't a battle pass and we get just 3 skins, pretty banger.
That includes like a skin variant, and a prime skin, which is like a
I'm confused what prime skin is. So skin and skin variant. So that would be like, you know, we're gonna get Chimera with a Santa hat, but then the recolor is Chimera, but the Santa hat's green. Like there's a recolor and like Chimera's purple or whatever. But then we have a prime skin, which they said the prime skin is like a variant, which we have. The prime skin is a term that I'm just learning. We have the prime skin of the Undertow Rampage. The only thing that's really different about that is that it was sold, or well, distributed differently than a skin variant, and it's its own skin slot. I don't know that there's anything else that differentiates it. Are the patterns different? Is that why like that purple or that bluish like veiny kind of pattern on him, is that different than the normal Undertow skin? Maybe. I mean, hey, if this is all free, doubt it is, maybe this is the battle pass. Fucking pog. I mean, if it is the battle pass, I mean, I'm a battle pass enjoyer. I'm a battle pass Andy, if you will. Cool.
Type of skin. It's the same
I'll stop
thing as
yapping.
the Lumen Rampage Undertow skin, for people that are familiar.
30 rewards?
It's honestly just a huge overhaul from last year's Winterfest. I believe we also have a soundtrack, a new soundtrack for the main menu as well.
New soundtrack, okay.
Oh, we do.
You
You were telling me
does?
that sounds really, really cool as well, Demonic. You were like, can we put that as like the starting scene thing? And I was like, please don't make me do it just before the stream. But
If it's
it is
Christmassy,
really cool, right?
I'm gonna want to lose my mind.
You
I
really
don't
are
actually
doing a
even
great
have
job.
music on the menu, so
The sound team killed it with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
pretty
don't bother me.
addictive. I think they did a great job. And then, as Demonde was saying, last year was still very early for the product, but I think this year the team have done a really great job. And we saw a lot of feedback from players that they wanted some things to grind, and so now we have 30 levels. It's much more like a battle pass, and so players can grind for
much more like a battle pass, not is a battle pass. All I'm saying is, dude, my beard is a disaster. I have not been on the upkeep. That to me says it's not a battle pass. So we're gonna have like 2 battle passes active together,
free
basically.
and paid rewards.
Oh, free and paid is a battle pass. It's that's a battle pass, no?
And there's some cool stuff there, plus some new things that I think we're going to talk about later on in the stream. So won't spoil those. But there's some new things that you can grind in the battle pass.
He just said in the battle pass.
I'm shocked you didn't leak that, Robbie.
I'm
I'm
on the
shocked.
section.
What?
You did so. I'm genuinely so. Like,
What?
You did well there. You did very well there.
So the battle
yeah,
pass
it's
or
really
isn't the
cool,
battle
'cause, I mean,
pass?
we also
Now I'm
did-
confused.
We pretty much just came out of the Halloween map as well, right? So, you know, I mean, that was a big step up from last year because I don't think we did anything for Halloween last year, did we?
No, we didn't.
There you go. So automatic
Yeah.
step up.
Yeah.
And
Even Christmas,
Yeah.
right? We didn't do much for Christmas from what I remember. It was just we put the hats on the minions, right?
yeah, I mean, to be fair,
Did
the
the
hats
minions
on
have
the minions
hats?
were awesome.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool.
Do we have
Yeah,
hats
it's
on the
like- it's
minions?
Like Demone said, we have
Really?
that sort of like
But we
it
didn't
was
do
almost like a
pumpkins on the
mini little
minions.
battle pass. And then
Yeah, there
you
was
know,
the
this
mini
year we
battle
just-
pass with the Fang Mouse skin.
It's a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger. It's really exciting, and you can see on
Now they're making it seem
on
like it's
the-
the battle
the-
pass.
screen next to us, we've got some screenshots of the map, all work in progress stuff.
Spoilers.
Which is another kind of cool
Mm.
thing about the stream, by the way. Everything that you're going to see is working to the lovely faces.
Okay, so the end of the Winterfest, there was a lot of just chatting about like development and stuff. They did mention battle pass again, so yeah, it's definitely the battle. It's the first battle pass is going to be a winter themed battle pass, almost. Unless they're silly, you know, it's the battle pass. I'm locking it in. Final answer. The Winterfest pass is the battle pass. So there's that. You know, not a whole lot to talk about. The map change looks very pretty. It's going to be jarring going from the Halloween map to the winter map. super fast work from the map design team, I guess. I mean, we don't know how long they were working on it. They could have been working on like both at like, you know, in the summer or some shit. But, you know, gonna be an interesting change. The Halloween stuff, it kind of like was faded until no one notices it anymore. It's just we're playing at nighttime now. So, you know, this will be pretty to look at. Get you in the Christmas spirit. Next up, we're moving on to ranked.
Hit on a lot of things, and not some of that stuff.
Probably back to us, back to the lovely faces. So I don't think we could do a live stream without talking about ranked mode. You know, it's been in the game for a while, and I know the team have been working on a few things. So, Demonde, do you want to sort of just take us through kind of what's been going on in the past few weeks / month, if you like?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to talk about ranked because that's my baby, so I care about it very much. Yeah, so there's quite a lot to go over here. So what I will lead with is just get it out of the way, you know, right now. We're not going to be splitting in 1.2. We will be holding off on splitting until probably 1.2. I care about it very much. Yeah, so there's quite a lot to go over here. So what I will lead with is just get it out of the way, you know, right now. We're not going to be splitting in 1.2. We will be holding off on splitting until probably the launch of season 1, like full official season 1 ranked. What that means is there will be no like VP soft reset or hard reset until then. And that is because we want the full cast of supporting systems to be in ranked until we, or to actually do that split. So I'm going to go over kind of what those features are that we will be looking to.
How long do we have to wait? Like, yo, Demonde, like, we're fucking starving over here, man. Fucking, do we need more people on the fucking ranked team? Like, hello? Bro, we got fucking 2 new maps in, like, months apart, but we can't get fucking ranked features? We're still in fucking Purgatory Season 0? I hate fucking, like, feeling like I'm calling out, like, specific people, you know? But hey, you said ranked's your baby. Can we fucking speed up the growth of the child? This is fucking devious, bro. I thought ranked was starting now. I thought ranked was starting in 1.2. I think a lot of people thought ranked was starting in 1.2. You're telling me that A, it's not, and B, we don't even have all the features? Like, brother, I mean, come on. What do we need to do here? Bro, start a fucking GoFundMe to get ranked going, please.
To add to ranked before actually doing a proper split. And then,
bro, no one gives a shit about splitting in season 0. All right, bro, we're ready for fucking season 1.
But we have done a couple of things in 1.2 for ranked specifically.
Oh, a couple of
so
things.
We've removed the requirement to win a match to progress through a tier. So, for example, if you're going from gold 3 to gold 2 and you're at 100 and something VP, you don't have to win a game. It will just automatically roll over. So if I'm 90 VP and I win and I gain 20, I will go straight to 10 VP at the next tier. So there's no more like requirement to win. The requirement to win still exists if you're going between like actual tier or actual ranks though. So like if I'm going from gold to platinum, you still will have to win that one promotional game.
Okay, so there's no promo games ranking up within a division. There's a promo game going from division to division. So as Demonde said, if you're gold 2 going up to gold 1, no promo. Gold 1 going up to plat 3, there's a promo game. Honestly, I don't really like promo games. I think that might be bias coming from Smite. As my main competitive game, Smite didn't have promo games. It doesn't even have promo games within divisions. I think promo games within divisions is fine. I don't think they need to exist, but sure, this is better, in my opinion. We need fucking placements. Honestly, here's my thing, right? If we have placements, promos are fine. If we don't have placements, promos are dog shit and shouldn't exist at all because it takes too fucking long to climb. You know how long it took at the start to climb the fucking Paragon? It took so many games. Holy shit. Fuck promos. With no placements
there's also
specifically.
a live updating ranked leaderboard in the client. And
Wow, ranked
correct me
leaderboard.
if I'm wrong, but this should show your rank, your VP, the platform you play on, your name.
Spoiler alert, I'm an asshole about ranked because it's been fumbled so fucking hard. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Ranked has been fumbled so hard over and over again. And by over and over again, I mean because you don't do anything with it. You just let ranked sit there, man. It took us how long to get any fucking updates, and you're giving us fucking in-game ranked leaderboards. Wow. Very cool. You gave us something we already have fucking access to, just not in-game. We already have access to a ranked leaderboard. You're just putting it in a game now. That is like the last thing on my wish list.
And it might have support for your profile icon and banner in there as well. I'm
Oh,
not
might
too
have
sure on that
support.
one. It's still a little bit prototype, so I'm not sure. That, and we're adding a system where if players load into the game AFK, so either they didn't load, disconnected, just left, whatever, it will auto abort and not count the match, like the match will never existed. So no win, no loss, doesn't appear on your record, it never happened.
Why not give them up to a minute to join? Or however long, 30 seconds. Because there are people who don't load in and they load in very fast. There might be a grace period, honestly, but they don't state it. Cool. Good feature, don't get me wrong. This is not helping. Nearly as much as Omeda probably thinks it's going to help us enjoy ranked. You know what else make us enjoy ranked? Fucking ranked. Who'd have thought?
That being said, so those are things we're adding. So the things that we're looking to add for season.
Oh, that's it. Cool. That's all we're getting, chat. I'm doing a video. That's all we're getting for rank. In-game leaderboards, which again, we already had access to leaderboards through Omeda.city. And fucking match aborting. How long has rank been out for? Since June? At least? June 17th was my first ranked video. Why did I upload a ranked gameplay and then the next video was my first ranked match? Interesting. Bro, you've given us nothing since then. This is all you're giving us since June? 5 months of purgatory so far.
So we're planning on doing a year-long season when we start that will have 4 splits.
I'm sure we'll start that in a year.
Of which those splits will actually split is not yet determined, but there should be 4. And a split is defined by a length of time where you can climb the leaderboard, climb the ladder, progress through the ranks, and when that finishes, that will be the period of time that denotes what rewards you'll get. And then there will be some type of soft reset to rank before the next split. So things we want to do are increasing the VP penalty for AFK players. So we all, understand and recognize that being AFK is a huge problem in ranked, and we want to, mitigate that as much as possible. So people going AFK will get hit with significant VP penalties for that.
This isn't this patch, by the way.
The team with an AFK player, and you lose that match, you're going to mitigate the amount of VP that you lose by some percentage.
How hard is this to implement that this couldn't have been implemented already, by the way? I don't know. I imagine not very hard. You have it so that there's a system that detects if somebody's AFK. Hey, spoiler, well, actually, I don't know if that AFK stuff is coming out yet, but you have a system in the game, a loose one, that detects AFK, right? Boom, they're gone. Or you know when someone just leaves the game. You have an auto abort system. How hard is it to be like, oh, if the game is auto aborted, you know, a VP loss, or like if someone leaves from AFK, because I guess the auto abort you wouldn't lose, right? But if an enemy, if you know, if teammates AFK, you know, for like fucking 5 minutes or whatever, right? You know, fucking VP equals, you know, plus 15% or whatever the fuck. I'm not convinced it's that hard.
Furthermore, yeah, we want to add position swapping, hero swapping, and role swapping in draft. So that's
Position swapping. Like what pick order you are? Is there another game that does that? It's an interesting idea. It is a lot that people could fucking lock your screen for, which is annoying.
That's all three things that you can choose between. So this is basically
also, don't worry, none of that here yet. None of that will probably be here for another year.
Allowing you to select a player that you want to swap a role with. For example, you know, jungle is the most important one, because once you're assigned jungle, you have hunt, right? So that means you're locked in. You can't just switch. This will allow you to switch that role, and then whoever.
It's really bad that the expectation I came into this was ranked season 1, hero and or role trading, and we got neither of those. Okay. I was kind of expecting ban turns, so you can't mirror bans, but
Accepted will now get the jungle role along with hunt and be able to actually play jungle. Swapping hero, same thing. Once two players have locked in a hero, should both players own both heroes, they can swap those heroes. And then same thing with position. So as long as a player has not picked, you can swap position with anyone who hasn't picked. We've got some more stuff here as well. So we want to increase the visibility of the ranked flare on the home screen. So currently the only way to view your ranked flare, which is the little gold circle or platinum circle with the amount of VP in it in your tier, is to actually click into the mode selection and then see it there. We want to add it like front and center. If you have ranked open, you see this thing there. It should be obvious to everybody when you're watching your screen, you know what rank you are, what VP you're at. So that's pretty exciting. We're going to introduce a second ban into ranked. We're going to be introducing a second ban into ranked. We believe we have enough heroes in the game now to do that, so both sides will be able to ban 2 heroes. This should work the same way as it does now. It will just take the top 2 voted heroes and ban them.
all right. So I don't really know if the 2 bans is going live with 1.2. They kind of talk like it is. Like, oh, we have enough heroes now. Does that mean it's going live now?
A decay system. We're looking into adding a decay system at the high end. So whether this starts
Also, potentially 4 bans feels like a lot.
at high diamond or paragon.
Also decaying.
Not really decided yet.
Okay.
But essentially
Not
the way this will work
this
is
patch,
the
but in the
less
future.
you play the game at high rank, you will slowly bleed out like VP from your rank. And this is in order to keep the system essentially balanced. Like this means you won't be able to just get paragon and then stop playing. Like you have to play to maintain paragon if you want the rewards at the end of the season or end of the split. Region locking is another huge thing for season 1.
Region locking is
Want
interesting.
players to be able to play across regions with their friends. So like if I'm in North America and I have some friends in Europe and I want to play with them, we don't want to restrict your ability to play with them. But the rank that you have will be locked to the server that you're playing on, or should be. This is the idea. So for example, I can be bronze 3 in Europe, but if I'm playing in North America, I can be platinum 1. Just depends on what region you're playing on. And lastly, pretty exciting, super unconfirmed, but something
It's like
we'd
having
really
a
like to
Smurf
do
almost.
is merge North America East
But you can only
and North
play on
America
ping.
West into North America Central to essentially just improve matchmaking, player population, just everything for North America, and that will also like really improve the ranked experience.
I do think that's a positive change, merging NA East and NA West into NA Central. I think that's, or I guess just NA. I do think that is a positive change for the game. NA West is basically dead. Any good NA West players play on NA East anyway. NA West doesn't have ranked. You might as well just kill NA West. They are deciding to merge them.
And that is pretty much all I have to go over for ranked this time.
Awesome. I think yeah, that was super comprehensive. I think just a few things on the leaderboard. I believe that will show the top 500 players, but it will also show where you are relative to them, so you can see how much you need to climb. And then eventually we'll look at expanding on that. But this is kind of just the first introduction, and a lot of what you mentioned is coming in season 1. But I think it's worth mentioning that swapping position, hero, and role in draft, the goal is to ship that way before season 1.
The goal is to ship that way before season 1. Brother, when the fuck is season 1? If we have a way before season 1, what is season 1? What do you mean way? Don't say way. That indicates a long time.
Yeah, makes sense. So, I mean, obviously the
we are in purgatory,
the
chat.
banning is pretty cool. I mean, I think everything that we've got cooking for it is pretty awesome. There's one thing I'm trying to remember what it was that I was like, I need to point this out again, but I can't remember what it was.
I missed something actually, Mark.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, placements. Totally forgot about that. This is something we also want for season 1.
Bringing in placements
Is a
for
placement
season
system.
1.
The amount of games is undetermined yet, but in order to actually qualify for rank rewards, right, there should be like a certain amount of games that you have to play that will then place you in a tier, in a division. So yeah.
That's also cool. Yeah, because we've seen that. That's very, very similar to what I was thinking actually. Because I mean, a lot of the feedback we got when we first put ranked out was about the lack of placements and about the tier up promos, right? So I think it's just another one of those things of like, you know, looking at community feedback.
Is it bothering anyone
just
else?
taking action on them.
So I'm going to point out the fact that they all have the same facial hair, just different colors.
You know, it's one of those things. You know, your feedback is always listened to. And yeah, you know, we're trying to get stuff in as fast as we can, sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, there's some really cool rank changes. I'm kind of sad. I'm never going to see myself on the leaderboard. Never, with only 500 people.
Well, you might in testing, right? When there's only 90 people at the company, I'd hope you'd be on that leaderboard.
I mean, I
Is
guess,
that leaderboard going to be by server?
But I feel like I'd probably be
when
like
we implement that.
That'd just be really sad, you know.
Because if you have 2 different ranks, can you be on it twice with the same account? That'd be devious.
Like, import or
imagine being 1 and 2.
Cynic to train me. Cool. Let's.
That's it for the ranked stuff. Incredibly disappointing to say the least. Like, this stream would have been like 10 out of 10 if you removed 90% of the ranked mode discussion. It's actually like incredibly disheartening. Very concerning. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
It's on. I'm not going to. So next up, I don't know, maybe just before 1.0.
Oh, okay. There is this. I'll let this play out. We're here. I won't. I'll skip them. I'll skip them talking about it. Okay. So we're getting early access skin bundles. There was a whole issue where console players were always intended to be able to get the EA like bundle skins. Like there's the Crunch, the Gideon, the purple Grux. Is it just those 3? Yeah, it is, right? Correct. Yes? But then there's the school bus, as I always call it, the yellow steel, and There's a Muriel, but I don't know what Muriel it is. It's the Emerald one? But no, because what was the other Emerald skin? Who's the other Emerald skin? But there's a Muriel in here. Anyway. So all these skins are supposed to be obtainable for console. Weren't able to be obtained for console. So now they are recoloring them and making them purchasable for those consoles. I don't know if PC can also purchase them. I feel like if you can, kind of defeats the purpose. But, you know, cool.
I kind of blagged it. So these are some of
I don't know what Muriel this is replacing. I honestly can't think of the EA Muriel.
new early access bundles.
Also, she kind of kicked up.
Variants.
Murdoch. There was the Murdoch one. Right.
They're very, very cool. They're very, very nice. And they will be
Druxpelt Chimera. True. Yeah, there was a lot of those. A few I forgot.
1.2x.
This is the purplish
it's
Grux.
It's unsure at the moment. So that's
purple.
The
normal one is purple Gideon. The Gideon looks really good.
We will confirm it at
Oh, I want to be able to buy this skin. Please tell me we can buy this skin.
a later date. But I thought it'd be
Red
cool
Crunch
to show you
is
some
so
of the
good.
skins anyway, because I think they look really cool. Red Crunch, by the way, super favorite, and Blue Steel.
Yeah, that's all the skins. They don't give a date for it. If they do, I'll throw it in the comments, but I'm 99% sure they don't. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into the next topic.
I'm definitely playing to buffs. Right, Demonde?
All right, buff changes. Let's go. These are actually kind of interesting.
Yes, sir. There are changes to buffs, specifically with river bugs. Yeah. So river bugs at 21 minutes will now evolve into bigger river bugs that do more damage to you, like actual damage. Now take actual damage to kill, so that you can't just one-shot them, and give a more significant buff. So I'll walk you through the 4 buffs that we've got. So the gray buff normally just gives movement speed, will now give an increased amount of out-of-combat movement speed as well.
It's going to be crazy.
Before you were zooming, now you're going to be turbo zooming. We
love turbo zooming.
We got the pink bug, which before just gave you ability damage. Now it gives you more ability damage and ability haste. So you'll be throwing those abilities out even quicker. The green bug gives a shield, now gives more shield, and explodes when it is depleted. So like in a radius around you, it'll explode, dealing damage. And slow. It'll also slow when it explodes. And then the orange bug was attack speed, and now that adds Omnivamp on top of the attack speed. So you'll be healing as well.
Orange buff Grux.
I'm a big fan of these, by the way. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, like one of the
bugs are very, very interesting. I'm not sure if they mentioned it yet. The bugs evolved at 21 minutes into these double buff bugs. So once you hit 21 minutes, they do put up a fight too. Like you can see the Aurora's kind of getting her ass kicked. They're interesting, definitely more valuable. I don't know how much more valuable the gray bug's gonna be. It'll be fun. You'll go fast as fuck, boy. But yeah,
thinking behind.
There's more.
Yeah, there is more. So when you actually kill a player with buffs on them, it will transfer to the player. Sorry, if you kill a player with buffs, then you will get their buffs. They will transfer over to you.
I believe League of Legends does this, and it's something I wish Smite would do. I think it's a really cool idea. So if I have red buff and you kill me, you get the red buff now. You have my red buff.
And you'll be given like an allotted amount of time to hold that buff. So there should just be a lot more variants and a lot more buffs kind of floating around.
So what I don't know, because they kind of made it seem like you won't necessarily get it for the full duration. Yeah, so, you know, how long do you get buffs for in this game by default? Whatever. Like, if buffs last a minute and I use 10 seconds, I get killed. Do you get it for 50 seconds? Or do you get, like, some sort of diminishing value off of it? I actually don't know. They made it seem like you do.
People can just kill each other and trade them around. So yeah, having all of these buffs in the game for longer should just add to match variance and make it a little bit more fun.
It does work with river buffs as well.
Spicy. Game will be a little bit different.
So the buffs that are tradable are the buffs that give you orbs. So red buff, blue buff, orange bug, pink bug, black bug, or gray bug, and that's it. Green bug, because it's a shield, you explode, doesn't have an orb. Prime and Fangtooth do not do this effect.
That and kind of fitting under this category.
Gold and
you
cyan
have
are just
empowered Orb Prime
immediate
recall.
value, so you
what that
also
means
don't
is
transfer.
essentially you kill Orb Prime, and then your recall speed doubles. The reason for this is you take this objective, you want to start pushing, but you probably want to spend the gold that you got from usually fighting the enemy team at Orb Prime, as that happens. So you recall, and you spend your gold, get stronger, and then hop out on the map quicker and push. This is another reason for this is like...
This is interesting, and I'm kind of a fan. So Orb Prime now doubles your recall speed, which is really useful for ranked games where people don't really have the best ideas and will just recall at stupid times when they could just end the game with you and your team all together in a big one happy family. Or, the majority of the team needs to recall and some of your teammates don't want to. This now helps mitigate that downtime where your team's not together. So that's great. I really like this change, actually. It could be too devastating in competitive, but in casuals and ranked, this is a 100% a amazing change. Competitive, where we're talking like PCC, could be too strong. It's something we'll have to see.
We found that in testing, players were...
Honestly, even if it's too strong and competitive, I mean, I think that's one of those things where it's like, Orb Prime's that much more important. End games more consistently. The team that gets the Prime, it's even crazier when teams mount a comeback from that. So, I think either way, it's going to be a positive change.
Not able to push, quite well enough without, getting back to base, you can get onto the map.
I'll say, last thing I'm going to say about this Orb Prime change. If you don't have first Fangtooth, your Prime doesn't last as long. That's always been the case, and is still going to be the case. Now, if you're low, you don't feel so bad recalling because you're not losing as much time. So there is that as well.
Quicker, use the actual full duration of the Orb Prime buff.
Yeah, just do it. Just leak the new hero. I can't.
All right, so that's all for the buff changes. I think they're all very cool and positive. The river bugs might be a teeny bit weird. I will see how they feel to play with. They seem cool though. So there's that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is projectile adjustments. I actually might mute it and talk about it a bit myself. There's not a whole lot for them to talk about, so I'm just going to go pretty quick. So you can see on the left here is the new, and there's the old. So auto attack projectiles are moving 3 times faster. So it's going to feel more hit scanny, less projectile-y, even though they are still projectiles. They should stop if you're 90 degrees. So if you're perpendicular with a minion wave, and the minion wave is running to tower, it is honestly kind of obnoxiously hard to hit the correct minion. You have to leech your shot. Very awkward. Now that's not going to really be the case. With it moving 3 times faster, as you can see, there is a bit of a noticeable difference. You shouldn't have to lead your shot anymore. You should be able to just look at the minion, click it, there's the auto. You hit the minion. Good job, you killed it. Wow, you can aim. Here's your CS. If you can't aim, this isn't going to help you. Fact of the matter is, I think it's a good change. I don't honestly know the whole technical side of how the autos and the projectiles work. I don't know why they were slower to begin with. This is the second time now that we've actually sped them up since early access launch. I think last time it was 2x faster or something like that, and now it's 3x. So cool. That's all there really is to say about that. Positive change.
So we might be as feedback.
Next,
The goal is
we have some. I guess I'm
These
going
are
to say
spicy.
some smaller adjustments to the map. I think that's probably a good way to say it, right?
Yeah.
Smaller adjustments to the map. So, Demonde, do you want to take us through what we've done while I try and make OBS do what I want it to do?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
So we've changed a couple of things. The goal of the changes to start off is just to open up the map.
Guess who did 20 minutes of talking and forgot to unmute their mic? It was me. So yeah, we're opening up. So, trying to explain this again. We had previously opened up choke points in the map before. We're doing it again. SparkNet's version, because I don't feel like going too into detail. That was never the point of this video. So now we're going to open up a different problematic checkpoint, which is choke point, which is where the camera is now, and on the Fangtooth side as well. Also, you'll notice they cut this wall in half, which is very interesting.
Allow better verticality
very interesting.
in and around the pit areas. We noticed that these areas are heavily choked. Like it feels extremely claustrophobic, or it felt extremely claustrophobic to fight in these areas. So we kind of opened it up a bit. Two things being, we cut one of the walls in half. So we basically made it a half wall, and this means it's way easier to, I mean, you can double jump over it, howitzer ult over it, you know, throw your Gideon portal over there and allow your team to get in. And it just creates like a more open area that you can actually play around instead of these really tight chokes. And then the other thing was we basically just took out that raised ring inside of both of the pits. So the reason for this was, so before you have like Orb Prime or Fangtooth that take up a massive amount of space in the middle that you can't stand in. And then you also can't stand in the ring on the outside if you're a melee hero. So if you're playing a melee hero, you don't really have any option to actually move and fight. You're kind of just stuck in one spot in this little ring. And it just makes for like lack of skill expression, essentially. Now that we've dropped this down, you can actually fight properly in the pit, and there is plenty of, you know, space to express skill, to outplay your opponent, to just have more fun, is essentially what it is. And consequently, this also means that blink that you would try to do, where you blink over the back of the pit to get out, that fails like 50% of the time because it's really technical, is now doable. Like,
really technical is funny. That blink's not hard. It used to be hard. Bro, you just aim on an angle, jump at the peak of your jump or the apex of the jump, hit blink. Do people struggle with this like badly 50% of the time? Without the ring, the prime pit looks really boring, doesn't it? Like, this looks like shit, but also I think removal of the ring is interesting. It makes like being a melee character on the ground trying to reach like an ADC that's on the ledge way better. My only question is, can you avoid the Prime Blast now as melee champions? Can you walk away on the timing and stand here? That could be very interesting, actually, for securing hunts on like bad timings.
All the time, because you just press yourself up to the wall and go over. You don't have to try to like jump and then hit the perfect degree angle to get over. You go over.
Yep.
You segue, which...
Yeah, so that's all for the small map adjustments. Now here's a big map adjustment. Good changes, by the way. I think they're... the rings, the lack of ring makes the pit look like shit. I think it'll be a fun change. And then that wall adjustment will be a very interesting change. I think will be very cool. Very good for the game.
Which I've already ruined a little bit, but... yeah. It's not... Alright, so you watch this video.
Fuck.
Going back. There you go.
So yeah, you can
I
now
hate teleporters and MOBAs. I hate side lane to side lane teleporters.
That I think I really enjoyed a lot. It kind of didn't play out how I initially thought it would. It plays out very differently, and so I think people need to definitely try it to see how it works, because it doesn't play out the exact way you would typically expect. But I think the really cool part that we added was, initially when you teleported, we didn't let you teleport across the map, like you just went from one side to the other, but now you go off across the entire map, and you can see it from like, you know, the top view. So I think it's really exciting. We also
The
added
animation's cool.
things to try to keep it balanced as possible. And so you can't use the teleporters for the first 10 minutes, I believe. There's also a cooldown on it. And so I think it made some really interesting plays. I actually wanted them to be sooner, but I don't think that would create a great laning experience. But it just created a lot of really fun moments.
So they don't open up
playtesting,
till 10
and I
minutes,
think
which is good.
The really interesting thing was when we initially told people about it, I think people were quite skeptical that it'd be a good change. But then when people played it, they felt like completely different. And I think a lot of people really enjoyed it. So again, this is a similar change to the projectiles where we'll just monitor player feedback.
There is portal
and see how it
sickness,
goes.
so
The
you
really
do have a
funny thing is,
cooldown
like, you
on
can
how
follow
frequently you
people
can
across on
teleport.
The teleporter, like you can teleport after them. And we were playing a match.
I wish they
where
said how
these-
long.
You know, we were
I don't think they
losing
do.
lane, but we were losing base, and like my carry and the other enemy carry were just going from one teleporter to the next. Oh, there's a cooldown, so you can't use it right after each other. But I was like, dude, come back to base, and they're just like running towards the teleporter. I'm like, it gets addictive when you're flying that high. You kind of want to hit that dopamine again. So yeah, really cool change. I think it definitely changes the game quite dramatically.
Yeah, for sure. No, it definitely does. As Robbie was saying, like it creates really dynamic moments. And again, I think when we put this in the game, everybody was just kind of like, what's this going to be like? And then we put it in, and we're like, no, this is really fun. Like it's actually just fun. Essentially, like there was a moment where I was playing with them in a playtest where we were posturing around Orb Prime. There's like 5 of my team and like 3 of the enemy team were posturing around Orb Prime, and we would start Prime, and then the enemy support and carry were split pushing, and they would like run towards the teleporter, and we had vision of that, so we could see. So we had to pull off of Prime because then we would have just got collapsed on, because they would have just shown up on the other side of the map, and then everybody would have collapsed on us. We would have lost. So this really weird cat and mouse game where like we would start Orb Prime, and then they would run back to the teleporter. We would pull off, and they'd run back to the wave. So we didn't really know what to do. And then I think I told our tankiest member, I think we had like a steal offlane or something, and I was just like, all right, they don't have vision, so all they're going to know is that we started Prime. They're not going to know who's on it. So I had Steel start the Prime, and then we all 4 ran to the teleporter. And then we, like, Steel kept doing Prime. They took the teleporter, and then we just ganked them as soon as they came in, killed them, and then we were able to get back onto the Prime, actually do Prime and take it. So it's just like a fun mind game outplay moment that would only happen if you're able to transfer across the map. Like,
Yeah.
Go on, Robbie. Go on.
I think it's really like it definitely changes the way you play, and I think I had a lot of fun with it. I think we also did balance it out. So like the cooldown is individual. I believe also when you're on the teleporters, everyone can see that you're teleporting, or everyone can see you on the teleporter. So that's like global vision.
They do both shake their head. Okay, so yeah, so this was the thing in Smite 1. I wish it existed in Smite 2. When you're standing on the teleporter, the enemy knows you're on the map. It also said global sound, which is like, what are we talking about with that? We can hear the teleporter sound. That's kind of annoying. But yeah, you get vision, so you know what's happening. That's cool. Honestly, like, here's my thing with that. Smite 1 has had like the best teleporting system that I've had in a MOBA. It's kind of similar. So honestly, sure. Maybe it won't be so bad.
So you can hear people if they're taking the teleport or coming across. So there's a lot of things that help balance it out. But yeah, I think it's super interesting and definitely is going to shake the game up quite a bit.
Friday last week, I think it was last week.
Yeah, so that's all with the teleporters. Now they're going to talk about the new Brawl mode. Well, Brawl mode changes, which if you're a Brawl player, you might not be a fan of. I'm personally a fan of it.
Or maybe the week before on Brawl mode, right? And I just want to point out this change was done before we put that Feedback Friday out, but obviously Brawl mode is something that is on our minds. It was very, very interesting to see what everybody thought about it.
Slamming your glass on the counter.
So I guess we just jump into the change, guys. What have we done? Robbie,
need to make a coffee or something.
What have we done to Brawl mode?
Yeah, well, basically, we just wanted to make a short change and allow players to basically pick any hero regardless of anyone else has logged it in. So you can have 5 Iggies. And we just want the game mode to be fun, a way for you guys to try crazy stuff. Some stuff may actually break, but we just thought it'd be a cool way to switch up the game mode. And I want to give a shout out to Lasha for putting this change in, because it wasn't part of the roadmap. But then I was like, I can't remember who I was talking to, but we came up, I think it was maybe one of our investors. It was like, it'd be cool if you could just pick any hero and you could have 5 of them. And then I asked Lasha if he would make the change, and he did it, even though it wasn't on the roadmap. So that was awesome. And I think it's just really fun. Like, you can now have like 10 Iggies playing a match, or 5 phases, or whatever it is. And I think it just adds like a bunch of variance to the game, and it's in a fun environment.
It is ridiculous. Like, it's as in ridiculous fun. Like, just when I jumped in, we were doing 10 Iggies. Again, you're seeing my gameplay here, so don't be expecting anything like really good. Okay, it wasn't a great match for me. Okay,
10 Iggies
but
is cursed.
Is utterly just chaos, and that's kind of what Brawl is for, right? It's meant to be stupid fun. Get away from the tactics and the strategy of Sanctuary. I was really trying to remember the map name, and just jump into something that's just a little bit of fun for 15 minutes or so. This was really, really silly and really, really fun.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys want to try to have a lot of fun with it, actually play some supports, all 5 supports. Play like all 5 Muriel, all 5 Narbash. You can't die. Play like all five phases, and everybody's just pulling each other everywhere.
Yeah. So what they're saying is you're not restricted to 5 of the same character. You can now pick 2 of the same character. You really want to play Chimera, and your teammate's already Chimera? Stop playing Chimera Brawl first off. But 2 people want to make that poor decision. You both can now, and you can have your team can be Chimera, Steel, Richter, Sevarog. What a beefy team. Or you can have Richter, Gideon. You can do whatever you want now, which is cool, fun. The only version of the mode now, because this is just replacing regular Brawl, might not be great, but it will actually get me to play the mode with the homies. If we want, if 4 of the homies want to run 5 of all the characters in a night, we can play 35 Brawl games. So yeah, let's go. Let's do it right now. Bet I'm in there like swimwear, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I think support is my personal favorite for absolute chaos.
Oh man. Yeah, no, the first thing I thought of was 5 Iggies, but like really, 5 supports, 5 Narbash. Muriel's just flying all over the place.
Where like you mark the person, but then like you can all ult, and I think it broke some stuff. I'm not sure, and then like Muriel ult. But yeah, I think it's really interesting the combinations you can get, and I think there's a lot of fun things people can do with it. But also, you don't have to pick the same 5 heroes, right? You can still just play Brawl as normal. So this is really just like, if you just want to go have fun with your friends and like try something crazy, or just the people you meet in the draft, you can just go ahead and do that now. And also the mode is supposed to be a place where you can just take the hero that you really wanted to play. So regardless of what other people have picked, you can just take what you want. So I think this adds a lot of fun, but it's also for other players who just want to play this particular hero to try it out. They can do that in Brawl as well now.
I never thought of that.
Absolutely. And something we actually didn't even touch on, but is in the video that's playing right now, is Brawl is also winterized as well. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually was. I wasn't going to show a video of any of the winter map stuff, but I had to for that. So you get a sneak peek. It's kind of a leak. I knew it was going to happen, but I did forget. Yes. No.
Yeah, this is gonna be a great way to try a new hero. For multiple people to play the new hero all at the same time. It's gonna be great for that.
The Brawl map is also wintry as well, and it's very pretty. We like it.
Yeah, I actually just saw somebody in chat type about 5 revenants, and it's like, this is interesting because you can all go enter the death realm together. It's very good.
Oh yeah, I feel like we're gonna have to try all of these on a stream. I like this idea. I'm gonna have to start cooking more stream things up. I think that'd be good. Yeah. I've seen a couple of people being just sort of like, "Ah, man, come on, guys, make a new game mode." But yeah, those things take time. This is a really nice sort of thing that we could do that we think will improve Brawl, and make it just again more silly, while we're cooking up other things, right? So yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. We're almost coming to the. We know we've still got a few more things actually. To be fair, haven't we?
So the next thing to talk about is like toxicity measures. They do a lot of like just like rambling, so I'm actually not gonna even bother sitting here and going through all that. A lot of the stuff isn't even coming yet, and they're super vague about a lot of stuff. All you need to know, the game's gonna get safer, if you want to use that and be like, oh, Snowflake, this game's gonna get safer for people. You know, it's gonna be a better way for them to hand out bans or just general punishments. They are, I believe it's coming in 1.2, adding a, what's the word? It's like a notification. So if you report somebody, somebody drops the hard R and you report them and they get banned for a few days, you'll get a message that says, hey, a player you have reported has had an action taken against their account, or something along those lines. A lot of games have that. Now you'll have it. You'll know your report's doing something. Great, you're not just left in the dark anymore. Cool. That's the only thing I think that I believe that's going live in 1.2. Yeah, if it's something you really, really want to know about, you can go to the video. It is time-stamped, but I'm just gonna, for my sake and my viewers' sake, I'm gonna skip it. Sorry.
About the few that I've listed here. So a lot of players asked for buying skins and heroes in the draft, and I think also with the rank changes that are coming where you can change your hero, I think that's going to be pretty important. So you can now buy skins and heroes in the draft. And that's
this is for quality of life. Yeah, you can buy heroes and skins in draft screen now.
Been a highly requested feature from the community. I don't think there's much. We also made some improvements to the visuals of the draft, so it's just easier to navigate and easier to see the skins and all that kind of stuff. So there's some quality of life improvements.
They don't show that. I'm curious of it. What the visual changes.
And then, do you have the screenshots that I sent?
Yeah, I was gonna put them up, and then I was like, oh, he's not talking about it, so I quickly changed it.
Cool. So yeah, we can move on to the next one. So the next one is, a lot of people have been asking to spend amber on other things, and this will actually touch on another feature that we've added, because actually I guess we leaked it in this extras tab before we got to the feature, but we now have overhead emotes as well. So we've added, we heard your feedback on some recalls and VFX. It was all bundled together, and we mentioned at the time we didn't have the capabilities to unpackage those, but now we've unpackaged those, so you can buy them separately. There's also stuff that you can buy with Amber, so you can buy sprays, overhead emotes, and other stuff with Amber as well, or you can just use Platinum if you wanted. And on top of that, we added overhead emotes. So now there's a spray wheel, or emote wheel, or whatever, some kind of wheel where you can add emote, sprays, and all this cosmetics stuff. And you can now spray on the wall, or you can use the overhead emotes. And you can use Amber to customize which sprays you want. So I think that's a pretty cool change that people asked for. And I think you guys are gonna kind of enjoy the new ways to express yourself.
I really like it. I really, really. You did talk about the emote wheel before I got the chance to put the emote wheel stuff. We do have videos for it. We do. And I feel like we might as well play them now. So let's do it. So what you're looking at the moment is like really early alpha footage, as you can probably tell.
This is great.
But again,
I'm excited for this.
I kind of like just showing the really, really, really work in progress stuff. And then in a minute, it'll go to what it looks like, or what it looked like more recently. And I think there's still some other changes to put in there potentially. But yeah, it's really cool. Again, this was versus AIs, but I tried to be like, as how I would do it to a player. Like, when you see them, you're going to do your overhead emote. If you kill them, you're going to put your heart emote up or something. I don't know. That's how I would do it. How would you use them, Robbie?
Well, actually when we presented the idea, the goal was like, if you kill someone, we should automatically be able to trigger an emote that you set as your kill emote, or when you die, this emote automatically pops up. So
That'd
that's
be
going to
very
be
cool.
version 2 of this. So that's how I kind of, because at the heat of the moment, I'm not the most expert gamer. Like, I forget to do things, and so I would like, if I kill someone, I just want the cool emote to pop up over my head without me having to think about it, so I can rub it in people's faces. So yeah, that's how I want to use it. But at the moment, we have a quick slot, which is the top slot. So currently, you press X to hold X to open your ping wheel. But if you tap X, it'll play the quick slot emote, which is the one at the top. So you don't have to think about which one. You just hit X anytime you want. So I think that's like a cool change that we added.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that until this playtest.
That's very cool.
I accidentally pressed X, and then it made.
Does that mean dances and stuff are going to be on the emote wheel? That's like you like the affinity emotes. That'd be so good, dude. It's so annoying to do them now. Like VF1 or whatever the fuck it is, or right, VF1C or some VCF1, some shit like that. Whatever the fucking hotkey combo is. This is great. I'll actually emote on people regularly.
The heart eyes. Instagram, there you go. I didn't forget one. Then you should be. We'll be.
Yeah, that's the whole stream. There was a lot of good, like the small map changes were really good. The anti-toxicity stuff is great. The Winterfest stuff is great. Battle Pass is coming is great in my opinion. I know some people are like, it's predatory marketing. Bitch, just don't buy it. Like, you don't have to buy it. Like, just don't buy it if you don't like it. Hey, don't ruin my fun because you don't want it. All right, like, fuck. The emote wheel, fantastic. The Brawl adjustments are interesting. The teleporters could be interesting. Projectile adjustments are great. The buff changes are great. The early access skins is fantastic. Ranked is a total fucking letdown. Yeah. I mean, they got it out of the way pretty early in the stream. Get the disappointment out of the way. Ranked's a joke. Who would have thought? But anyway, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for watching the entire video. Thank you for watching the video at all. There should be 2 videos on screen right now. Give those a click. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And that's all for me. Bears out. Peace.